Today I'm going to share a new technique for the gel plate. I should say new to me. I'm so out of touch. I'm sure there is someone else out there already doing this way better than me. So, go watch them because they'll probably do it right and I'm going to muddle through it. But what I'm going to do is use some acrylic paints with alcohol inks, like at the same time. And I've seen both used separately, but I haven't seen anyone really using them together. And maybe that's because alcohol inks and acrylic paints don't like each other. They don't mix. They can create a mess real fast. Alcohol ink is sort of a resist for acrylics, but you can get some cool patterns. And I'm all about the backgrounds. Gel plates are great with stencils, and everybody does their stencils on their gel plates, and that's awesome. You can certainly add stencils to this. I don't because it frustrates me. I like to use my stencils as a stencil. Like when I'm done, I'll lay the stencil down and then usually use like either black or white ink to put the image, sponge paint. That's how I like to use a stencil. But that's not to say you can't use stencils with this. You certainly can. I'm just not going to because I don't want to. So there. But you can see that with some alcohol ink and acrylic paint, you can just get some interesting effects really easily. And you get really cool color variations. And if, these sheets, they kind of all look like cleanup sheets, and that is my goal. Like, the cleanup sheets are my favorite on the gel plate. So I want all of my pages to look like a cleanup sheet. And so that's why I'm doing this, because that's kind of the look you get. They're just a hot, beautiful mess. And I want that. So I'm going to show you how I get this, kind of, sort of. This is not an exact thing. It's hit or miss. And there's a lot of miss. But it's fun to experiment with. So what you're going to need is your gel plate. You're going to need some papers. And I have some book pages, some music sheets, and then just some plain computer paper. I've cut mine down to half size because that's what I want to use on this now. That way I can get it, the color all the way to the edge, because 8.5 by 11, I get a little border around it. So I want them to go all the way to the edge so that I might maybe make a book or something. I don't know. That's for later. I also have this stack of already gel printed stuff that's like, that's a good start, but it needs something else. So that's what these are. I can print over these just to add more stuff or fix them up if they didn't come out quite right. Okay, I have and most of my paints, in fact, I think all of my acrylics are deco art. Most of them are just craft paint. I do have a few of their media fluid acrylics, so I'll be using those. I've got this big thing from Hobby Lobby that's white paint's really boogery inside because it's been sitting for a while. So yeah, we'll hope that I can get something out of that. I've got a handful of Daler Rowney, or however you say it, fluorescent tube paints. I've got a couple of PBO iridescent paints. I've got my brayers. I've got my plate. I've got, this is wet, whatever that is, a wet towel. So that I've got this is my brayer off paper, and then I can just kind of put this on the wet towel to make it a little bit cleaner. I've got my Baron, which kind of helps me to press things down because this motion is easier on me than this. This hurts me. This doesn't. So I may use that. And, I've got this little spray bottle of alcohol. And I'm using this 91% isopropyl alcohol. I think in some other countries it's called surgical spirits. So yeah, buy whatever that is. And for this particular thing, I don't think you necessarily need 91%. I just, when I'm using alcohol inks, that's what I prefer. So I have this, but use what you've got because this is just fun. It doesn't have to be exact. I've got some alcohol wipes to clean up. You will need to occasionally clean off your plate completely. Like even when you pull a clean off sheet, sometimes the paints and the inks get gummy and it gets really weird. So that's, you do have to kind of clean off every now and then. So what we're gonna do is start with some colors. I'm going to start with some acrylic, and remember I'm only using half pieces of paper, so I really only need to paint this middle section of my plate like that. Maybe some more light green. And I have absolutely no color sense whatsoever, so it's a miracle to me that I don't make mud every time I do this. So we're just going to see what happens. This is crimson. Just going to sprinkle a little bit of it on and then spray with my alcohol. And it looks like gunshot wounds. No, maybe not the best choice. I'm just tilting it up so it'll run. I'm going to add some yellow. See if maybe we can tone that down. Man, right off the bat, I'm getting weirdness. Okay, now I think I'm going to use some blank sheets. This is really alcohol-y right now. So I'm probably going to be able to just do like this. Yeah. Flip it over. Oh, that's really pretty. And then maybe even get another print off of it with another piece. If you want, smush them together. Get that thing going on. And now we're getting down more to the, you got that, you know, first bit of alcohol off of there. Now let's see what happens. We pull another one and then kind of press this down. And you do have to be careful about your paper sticking to the plate because, you know, you've got like mad scientist stuff going on. Well, it's not too bad. They look like the gunshot wounds are kind of healing. So it's not a failure. We'll definitely keep adding to that, but I'm liking those colors in the background. For some reason I want orange on there. Is that a mistake? Probably. Let's do bright orange. And I'll show you in a minute what can happen. You know, I'm talking about that paper sticking thing. Yeah, if you're not careful. This quinacridone magenta. Do you feel like a rock star every time you say that and manage to get it right? I don't know, I do. Oh, I like that. Then I'm going to just open my thingy here. I've got a pipette. And I'm going to just dribble a little alcohol on there. Just to see if it will do anything interesting. Sometimes it does, sometimes not so much. Let it run a little bit. Okay, and I'm going to use a book page to pick that up. That is what I'm talking about, y'all. Isn't that fabulous? Oh my gosh. Okay, so now look at my plate. I've got, you know, it's starting to get a little gunky, but I know I've got some naked areas here. I'm going to put white on there, not so much as a cleanup thing, but just to fill in those areas. See what happens. Maybe a little yellow with it. Ooh, this is kind of a neon yellow. I wonder what would happen with that. Well, nothing, because it won't come out. It's really thick. Okay, whoop. There we go. And give me a sheet. I want to use this sheet. That's that one that we smushed to earlier. Put that down. Press it. I have down in the video description, there's a link to my Amazon shop and just stuff that I use on my videos, or some of my favorite things that I use. I have links to it there, and there's a link for a Baron. It's actually a nicer Baron than this one. So if you want to try one, you can do that. Oh my gosh. Look. I love this. And see, and this I would definitely go and, you know, put a stencil over it. Maybe in a black or something, or a dark green. Like that teal color that's there. But I don't want it on my plate. It's too iffy. Okay, now what color? Speaking of teals, here's this one. Don't I have a darker one? Oh wait, this one. It's kind of blue. And I want to add something to that, kind of this rose color alcohol. And I'm going to use my pipette again and just kind of do that. Let it run a little bit. Okay. Now, what do I want? Oh, that's a hot mess. Okay. Blank page. No, I want this one. See, I kind of goobered that one up on one side. Let's see what happens. Do that. Another reason I don't like to use stencils on my gel plate, there's just, you know, the likelihood that I will goober it up is way higher than my likelihood for messing up when I just use a stencil as a stencil. So, you know, you have to play to your strengths and know them. Oh, hey, that's not too bad. Huh. This right here. Oh, there we go. That actually turned out pretty cool. I like it. Okay. I feel like I need I feel like I need some more alcohol. Let's do maybe this crimson up here, and then the yellow. And then if you want to, you can just scooch them on. Like that. I don't always remember, but when I'm brayering on the alcohol ink, I try to use this brayer for that, and then this one for mostly the acrylics. And it is going to get mixed on there, and it's going to start getting gummy, and you'll have to clean it off. But this just kind of you know, lets me get away with it for a little bit longer before I have to clean it. Now, what did that do? It's just always a mystery to me what's going to happen. Just never know. Oh my gosh. Look. And I think, you know, part of this is because the alcohols and acrylics don't mix. So, I mean, acrylic and acrylic mixes, you have to be careful about making mud. Alcohol and alcohol will mix, so you got to be careful about muddying up there. But the two used together, they don't mix, so you don't get too much mud happening. You know, the colors stay kind of true. Oh, I love that one. Now, I think what I'm going to do, I'm not really getting too gummy, so let's just add orange. We've got all that blue on there, let's just add orange. And no, I need alcohol, because otherwise when I lift it it's just going to be orange, and I need the alcohol to do its resist thing, you know, and show through. So I'll do a little bit of that. That was the Crimson Breweries. Is that the name of those inks? I got them at Tuesday morning, just the other day. And then that one. Yeah? Red's too much. Yeah, I don't know. Let's just see. And I'm going to put it on, this was one that I had, you know, done that to. So let's try it. And if y'all have seen someone doing this and, you know, doing it way cooler, please let me know so I can go watch them and then learn what to do. See the stringies? Yep, that means it's getting time to clean. But it doesn't mean that it will prevent you from getting an awesome print, because I did get an awesome print. So if I want that one printed. Oh yeah. Very nice. So now I do need to do a cleanup. So I'm going to do just the, you know, white or whatever. And I got a big snot wad. Oh! Whoops. Don't I have something to pick that up with? Surely I've got something here. Yeah. See that? I don't need that. Was there another one? Yep. Right there. I don't need that. But by gosh, I'm going to keep using that paint until it is empty. And then I might even add water to make it last longer. You know, you got to get mileage out of your supplies. So I'm going to cover my whole plate. And now I want a full-size sheet. Oops, that's not it. Clean that off. There we go. I have my plate on a piece of, this is just a piece of glass edged with some tape. And I can't remember who I saw do that. I'm thinking maybe it was Patty Parrish. I think Patty Parrish did that to her plate, and so I did it to mine because Patty did it. So that's what you do, right? They do it, you do it. So that's all that is. Just gives it a good surface to sit on. You can leave this down here for, you know, a minute or two so that it will pick everything up, and you're gonna still get some gummies stuck to your plate, which is fine, but I just want to pick up whatever I can pick up. Don't walk away and then go in the kitchen and start, you know, putting your dishes in the dishwasher and forget about it, because then when you come back, you have this situation. Yeah, it will totally stick to your plate. Yeah, and if it does, you just, you know, wet it down and rub the paper off. It's fine, but look, that would have been beautiful. And that happened. So, don't walk away. Yeah, I'm getting most of it. Oh, I've got some stickage. I need to get it off of there. And I've got all kinds of stickage. Okay, don't walk away and don't get distracted and start talking a lot. Because then that happens. And see, it would have been another gorgeous one. Well, I'm kind of glad it happened. Well, I'm not glad that it happened on this page because it was really pretty. But at least I can show you, you know, it's not the end of the world. The paper sticks to your plate. Just peel it off. It's usually too thin to be able to peel off and use. But I just hit it with my water. Loosen it up. Just kind of roll it off of there. And then go on with your life. No big deal. And I really only have this problem when I'm using the alcohol inks with the acrylics. I get the paper sticking. And it's only on my cleanup sheets, you know, because I put down the paint and I usually clearly leave it on there too long. But it's not a big deal. That would probably make a pretty pole right there, but I want my plate to be clean, so I'm going to get an alcohol wipe. You can use a baby wipe or whatever. I just find these little alcohol hand wipes all over the place now because COVID, right? Yeah, that will pull everything up. I'm going to add a little more alcohol. There we go. Now you can start fresh. And see what else we can create. More of the same, I hope, because I just love this technique. I love, love, love the colors and the patterns and how you just don't know what you're going to get. You're going to get nothing out of that. So let's use this one. And when you're just rolling, you know, doing your regular gel printing, it seems to be a little more predictable because you know the color that goes down first. When you pull, that's basically what you're going to see. And sometimes the subsequent colors just kind of get lost. But when you use the alcohol ink, you know, it's kind of a resist, so it'll make little holes, little peep holes for your stuff to show through. This is just a rose color. And we'll spray it. Let it run a little bit so it doesn't look like you know, gunshot wounds or leprosy or whatever. It's looking kind of scary in some of those. I'm feeling like I want something. Okay, now you can like let it dry, and a lot of videos I've seen with people using alcohol inks on their gel plates, you know, they'll let it dry, or they will put alcohol ink or acrylic paint behind the alcohol inks to pull up, which, I mean, you can certainly do. It's not something that I do often because I don't have the patience to sit here and let it dry. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull up, you know, whatever I can. And I've got a lot of alcohol on here, so that's going to be mostly what you pull up on these first prints. But they're still so pretty. Oh, I love that. See, that one is simple and pretty all on its own. You get the weird little patterns. Yeah, I like that. Okay. I really want to put some orange. I really want to put some of this fluorescent orange down, but I don't know. There's a lot of alcohol on there. Let's just see what happens. If it doesn't work, clean it off and start over, right? Okay, I don't know. Oh, I set it in my booger. I pulled that paint booger off, you know, put it over here, and then I just set my roller in it. Don't do that. Where was I? Here. Okay. All right, that's good. It's not mixing with the blue. And now I think I want some yellow. This is a neon yellow. Oh, was this the one that was really thick? Which one was that? I've already forgotten. Yeah, it was that one. Y'all, I had some paint go bad on me. Like, when I say go bad, I mean go bad. And it's this one. It's, oh, I can smell it. I just picked it up and I can smell it. It's this Deco Art Media. This is the Hansa Yellow Light. I love this paint, love this color. I flipped the thing to use it the other day and the smell just hit me. Like, I'm throwing it away now. I don't know what happened to it because it was bought at the same time as all the others, but that's the only one that did that. But like, it went seriously rank. And, ugh. Like, I don't know if I just remembered how it smelled and that's what's happening in my nose, but I can still smell it. Oh, lovely. Oh, I wish it had picked up more of the blue. I wonder, that's kind of tacky. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to dry this a little bit. And I'm going to see if it'll pick up some of the blue. Oh, a little bit. Yes. There we go. That's gorgeous. Now, I want some of this. I use this just so I can say quinacridone, because that word, it feels good on my tongue. My tongue likes to say it. Quinacridone. I don't even know if I'm saying it right, but I like to say it. And then that one. So I think you're getting the gist of this, right? We see how it's done. It's just almost like you can't pull a bad one. Sometimes it's like, you know, that's okay, not my favorite. But then you just keep on going, and it just gets better and better. Again with the boogers. This blue is not coming up. I'm going to see if I can pull it, make it come up. Put that. And if I can't, I'm just going to have to clean it off. Or put more alcohol on it. That might make it too gummy though. Another good thing I like about doing this is using the alcohol inks. It soaks through the paper. Yeah, it's not coming up. And so if you're folding them in half, like to make a book, you get kind of a two-sided thing going on. Oh yeah. And I lost a little piece of paper there. Nice, huh? Okay, so that tells me I just need to clean that off. I'm going to spray it with alcohol and use an alcohol wipe. Problem solved. Okay, so I think y'all get the idea. Did I already say that? I think I did. So you can give this a try for yourself, or not. I don't know. If it may not be your thing. So I'll need to go in and clean this off. And the alcohol wipe works really good. But it is just another option for your gel plate, and these things are not cheap, so we should be getting all the mileage we can out of them, right? I think so. So, there we have it for today. That's all I've got. The end.